You are welcome to today's lesson. We are continuing our discussion on rigid motion 2, and our subtopic for discussion is rotation through 180 degrees anticlockwise, and this is just the part 1. Let's look at our introduction. Rotation through 180 degrees clockwise or anticlockwise is also known as half turn. Rotation half turn clockwise or anticlockwise gives the same outcome. How do we perform rotation 180 degrees anticlockwise? Performing rotation means that our focus will be on the first quadrant, which is the positive side of the y-axis and the positive side of the x-axis. Anticlockwise rotation means we are moving backwards. And since we are covering 180 degrees, this first direction covers 90 degrees. A step forward will give another 90 degrees, making 180 degrees anticlockwise rotation. And since we moved twice, that will give a half turn. Half turn means we've covered half of the entire angle, which is 360 degrees. Now let's perform the rotation 180 degrees anticlockwise. 180 degrees means we are moving twice. So let's move. 1, 2. After performing 180 degrees anticlockwise, it is observed that we moved 2 steps. That is, we first covered a 90 degrees and another 90 degrees, making 180 degrees. And this is what we are calling the half turn. Half turn means that we've covered half of the entire rotation. Remember that the complete rotation is 360 degrees and half of it is 180 degrees. That is why we are calling it the half turn. After performing 180 degrees anticlockwise rotation, it is observed that on the x-axis we have the value x, and this x is appearing on the negative side of the x-axis. Now on the y-axis, it is observed that after performing 180 degrees anticlockwise rotation, we have the value y, and this y is appearing on the negative side of the y-axis. This implies that anytime I have an object point xy and I'm rotating this object point through 180 degrees anticlockwise, it means that on my x-axis I'm going to have negative x as my value, and on my y-axis I'm going to produce negative y. This can also be written as a point which is xy mapping to negative x, negative y. So 180 degrees anticlockwise rotation means that we are going to produce the image point negative x, negative y. Let's look at an example. In this example, you are to draw the triangle ABC with vertices A 24, B 36, and C 66. Also, you are to draw the image triangle A1, B1, C1 of triangle ABC under a rotation through 180 degrees anticlockwise about the origin. And lastly, we are to indicate the coordinates of the triangle A1, B1, C1. Let's look at our solution. Remember, rotation 180 degrees anticlockwise means that on the x-axis we are going to produce negative x, and on the y-axis we'll be producing negative y. The first point given to rotate was A24, meaning that we are going to negate both the x and y coordinate, and that will produce the image point A1, which is negative 2, negative 4. The second point, B, is 36, and 180 degrees anticlockwise rotation means we negate both the x and the y coordinate. Produce the image point B1, negative 3, negative 6. The last point, C, which is 66, will also produce the image point C1, negative 6, negative 6. So to plot this on our graph, as usual, we need the x and the y-axis. I'll need the positive and the negative side of the y, and also the positive and the negative side of the x-axis. The first point given to plot was 2, 4, B, which is 3, 6, and C, 6, 6. So quickly we plot them. So A, 2, 4, B, which is 3, 6, and C, 6, 6. So we join the points together to form the triangle ABC. The image points given to us, or the image points obtained after performing rotation 180 degrees anticlockwise, were A1, which was -2, -4, B1, which was also -3, -6, then C1, which is -6, -6. So we join the points together to form our image triangle A1, B1, C1. Let's take note. Rotation through 180 degrees anticlockwise about the origin will produce the same result as rotation 180 degrees clockwise about the origin. And I'm going to demonstrate this process in the next lesson. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.